Good morning guys from Istanbul. Right now we are in Sultanahmet Square and it's actually Monday, but pretty busy. Lots of people here. It's one of the iconic things to do in Istanbul, obviously, and that's why all the tourist buses, all the tourists are arriving to this area to check out the Hagia Sophia, which is on my right side. And after the palm you're gonna have a full view to it. And just behind me we have the beautiful blue mosque, which is also known as Sultanahmet Mosque. As you can see, lots of people here, lots of tourists. And objective of this video, I want to take you to a breakfast place. And when you're in Turkey, you should definitely check out to have a traditional Turkish breakfast, which you get lots of things to eat and lots of different tests to try out. So if you're in Istanbul, I'm gonna give you a name of the place, which we're gonna arrive there in 20-30 minutes, because it's in the different part of Istanbul, not here. And of course, every time I take you to special places and to special people. So I have some friends there, I'm gonna introduce you to them. Meanwhile, you are here in Sultanahmet Square, which is a beautiful, clean and nice place. You can always have the chance to get some snacks. You can get some corn, you can get some chestnuts, which is the option. And we have the legend himself, this gentleman. His name is Mr. Ismail. İsmail Bey, nasılsınız?
Hoş geldin. Nasılsın?
How are you, brother?
Hoş geldin.
You're good? İyisin?
İyi Allah'a şükür.
Super. So Ismail is one of the gentlemen who wakes up super early and as well as arrives here very early. And he actually opens this place around... Kaçta açıyorsun? 8, 7? 6. 6:30 he opens this place. So if you're around this area and you want to get some delicious chestnuts, which looks like this, and we also have a corn. So he has this grilled corn, and also you can get just a boiled one. It's called süt mısır. Aynen.
Sorry, Moscow Blue. Moscow Blue 100 meter right.
So these are the current prices. 100 gram is like 40 lira, and süt mısır, which is basically milk corn, it's 25, and the same price for the grilled one, it's 25. Abi çok teşekkürler.
Ne demek?
Senin YouTube videosuna çektim.
Tamam abi, eyvallah.
Kendine yok.
Lütfen.
Kahvaltı valla kahvaltı akşam döndüğünde yiyeceğim.
beni.
Abi kahvaltıya gidiyorum valla. Türk kahvaltısı var ya, çok yemek
Tamam
olacak
abi.
zaten. Akşam geldiğimde,
Akşam
tamam mı?
söz.
Tamam.
Tamam.
Kendine iyi bak. Görüşürüz.
Allah'a
Bye bye. Super nice gentleman. I met him here, and I always get my corn and chestnuts whenever I feel like, and I'm staying very close by, so it's on the way basically for me. But very nice gentleman. So if you want to get your corn and some chestnuts, try it from him. He always have a very fresh. All right guys, we are proceeding next to the breakfast place, which is on the other side of Istanbul. So I'm gonna take you there, which you're gonna see in a few seconds. See you in a while. The cats are everywhere here. Be careful. We have a doggy. And there are also more cats here, getting fed actually by the locals here. They are huge, but looks very healthy and clean. Alright guys, we are right now in actually Beyoglu. This is a different part of Istanbul, and there are lots of different coffee places here as everywhere in Istanbul. This is more like a local place. It's called like Kebab Cafe. That's where you can have your breakfast if you want to go a little bit fancy. There are other places too, but the one I'm taking you specifically, it's called Van Kahvaltı, and the name is actually coming from the city in Turkey, which is Van, or in English you can say Van, but it's a Van city basically in Istanbul, in Turkey, in a different part of Turkey. So that's my favorite place I always to go into for the breakfast if I feel like having something really huge, because Turkish breakfast is really big, and it would be better to share it with someone because you get so many items. But I'm gonna show you the process in a while. This is the place called Van Kahvaltı. Let's see. Looks a little busy here. Merhabalar. Kardeşim nasılsın?
Sağ ol baba, sen nasıl, iyi misin? Hoş
İyiyim,
geldin.
çok
Ne var ne
teşekkür
yok?
ederim.
Keyifler nasıl?
Ben
Başlıyorum.
YouTube videosu yapıyorum, problem değil mi?
Yok sıkıntı yok. Keyfine
Süper,
bak sen.
teşekkürler.
Ya, tamam,
Burası açık mı?
açık açık.
Süper. So they have actually two sections. So this is the another part of it, which I'm gonna see if they have any seats for me. Would be better to sit outside, but we're gonna still go in and see. Oh, looks very busy actually. All right, here we are. Looks very busy. Merhabalar, kolay gelsin. Nasılsınız? Müdürünüz yok mu?
Yan tarafta.
Yan tarafta. Tamam. Nerede oturuyorsun?
Ahmet Bey dersin.
Burada mı oturuyorum, orada mı oturuyorum?
Tek misin?
Yalnız, evet. Ama müzik olmayan bir yer olsun ya.
Yani.
Tamam.
Biraz zor.
Tamam, bakayım o zaman. Teşekkürler. Alright, we need to decide where to sit because it's really busy right now here. It would be nice to sit outside, but looks very busy. My breakfast video didn't go as planned, but I just arrived to a different place which looks more quiet. They've been very busy, so that's why I decided to leave, but I'm gonna have my Turkish breakfast still. And I found actually this place, it's called Limon Kahvaltı Evi. It's also breakfast house actually, and they have this beautiful and very cute sitting places, which I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast here. We also have a cat house here. Look at this, there's no cat at the moment inside, but the colors, the place looks very beautiful. And the gentleman gonna make some breakfast for me, including some tea, and they also have seats actually inside. You are making the tea for me?
Yes.
Teşekkürler. We have the iconic Turkish coffee, Turkish tea, which is always the best idea to go with breakfast. Teşekkürler. All right, we are getting our beautiful Turkish tea, and I'm gonna actually sit just next to the cat house. We have the cat just in front of us actually. Maybe it's his house, possibly. All right, this is our menu as well. It's called Limon Jahangir. It's just next to actually Van Kahvaltı where I went initially, and they have many options. You can actually choose whatever you want to build up your breakfast with. These are all their eggs options. I'm actually going for a menemen. Menemen is basically tomato mixed with eggs, so more like scrambled eggs, but in a softer version with tomato. And you can also have with sausage. You can have just a fried eggs, and if you wanna, you can also get a potato with egg. So lots of different options here. Of course, all these treasures comes with it too. You can choose one by one. Or alternatively, you can just go for a plate. Basically this one, what I'm going for is actually 130 lira. So you have all these items here. Might look like something like this, but once the breakfast here, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. But normally if you want to share your breakfast, you would go for an even bigger option. So it would be this one with all these mixed breakfast items. But for two people, will be around 250 lira, which is still, I think, it's a reasonable price considering that all these amazing items you get, very healthy, very organic, and as well as you can share the breakfast with someone else. So I will show you once the breakfast is here, and I will also test it out how it tastes like. We have the cat is arriving slowly. Catty, how are you? Probably it's from this area actually, and probably this is the house of the cat. And another thing, right now it's around 11:20 a.m. So normally you have it for breakfast, but I'm skipping breakfast and I'm skipping the lunch. So because it's gonna be big full meal, so I will have basically for brunch, the breakfast for brunch basically. So see you in a while once the breakfast is here. I'm actually going to get some simit. So there's a bakery shop right here. let's get something to addition to the breakfast actually. This is a very famous place called Tarihi Cihangir Simit Fırın. Let's have a look. Merhabalar, kolay gelsin. Merhaba. Hoş bulduk. Nasılsınız? İyiyim, teşekkür ederim. So they make everything fresh right here in the oven. Kolay gelsin.
Nerede çıkıyoruz böyle?
Nasıl?
Nereye çekiyoruz?
YouTube'a.
Amerika'da çekildi.
YouTube'dan gören sonra geliyor
YouTube-
ablasın burası çok güzelmiş deyip.
Aynen, öyle. İnşallah gelen olur. burası,
çekiyorlar.
burası zaten meşhur değil mi?
Evet meşhur bir
Güzel. Bir tane ben simit alırım lütfen. So we're gonna get a simit.
Ustalarımız özenle yaptığı için.
Güzel.
Bir de patatesli şu neydi? Katmer.
And then this is probably was the cheese. Bu peynirli değil mi?
Bir tane o. Ya da simiti bir yapalım abla. Bir tane de şu pizza simitten rica edeyim.
Tamam abla. Kesin kaşarlı mı olsun?
Ay şu olur, bu kaşarlı mı?
Okay, just wait I guess.
Nedir günah? Oradan bir simit ver bana.
67,5 abla.
Look at this process. He's using all this wooden long stick. Puts it in all the way. It's actually quite wide, the oven itself. And then he brings out whatever is ready. Alright, let's do our order.
Kolay gelsin. O da var.
Bu, bu peynirli mi?
Evet.
Tamam, bir tane bundan alacağım lütfen. Bir de simit alacağım. O kadar.
Paketli mi?
Ha lütfen, evet. Bu peynirli mi? Olmazsa da problem değil. Yani.
Bu peynirli. Bir tane mi? Bir peynirli, bir simit mi?
Aynen.
Başka?
O kadar. Ne kadar?
27.
Teşekkürler.
Afiyet olsun.
Burak kaç yıldır çalışıyor?
Burası 102 senelik bir.
102 sene. Wow. Teşekkürler. So it's actually 102 years they're operating right here. How cool is this? And they have all these sweets too. If you want to go for baklava or something else for breakfast. They also have some sandwiches. Tea comes with it as well if you want to sit outside and have your breakfast or brunch. Çok teşekkürler. 20 kalsın lütfen. Teşekkür ederim. Kolay gelsin. İyi günler. Bye bye. So, we have our fresh simit and also some bakery, which comes with actually cheese inside. I'm actually putting lots of effort to have this breakfast, guys. What do you think? I'm spending a lot of time finding the right place and quiet place with no music, so I can talk and I can record the process, as well as we are getting some addition to the breakfast too. So we're gonna give this to inside so they can cut it for me. Çok teşekkürler. Bunu lütfen doğrayabilir misiniz? Teşekkür ederim. Alright, breakfast is here.
Siz aslında neresiniz?
Ben Azeriyim, Bakü'den.
Azerisin oğlum.
Siz neredensiniz?
Ben burada yaşıyorum ama aslen Vanlıyım.
Vanlı. Güzel, güzel. So one is the different city basically in Turkey. So-
Breakfast one is
One.
popular.
So the breakfast. This is called one breakfast too, or
Is normally we have the for two persons. We have
Two people.
Yeah, for two people we have
The
more-
sharing breakfast.
Yeah, it's the herbal cheese for one, butter is from one, honey is from one, and the covered specials from one.
Oh, nice. Most of the
Popcorn
things are from the
flour,
one city.
Flour, popcorn flour.
Uh-huh, popcorn flour,
Yeah,
okay.
Normal flour, butter, one and honey.
Nice. Looks great.
Homemade jams
Jam.
From, yeah, this is muhammara. It's not spicy. Mashed potato.
This is not spicy.
It's not spicy.
All right.
Low cheese and
We have the
olive.
cheese. We have the cucumbers, tomato, and
from
this is the
İzmir.
menemen.
Yeah, it's from Izmir.
This one is
Bergama.
from Izmir.
Yeah, this is from Kırıkkale.
Wow.
This is from one. This is from Çanakkale.
Wow, that's crazy. So the whole breakfast is coming from around the Turkey, right? From different cities. Teşekkür ederim. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you our breakfast, which looks incredible actually. And it's quite a good size, so I can actually finish it myself. I don't necessarily need someone here. So this is the menemen which I was talking about. It's basically eggs and tomato, and there's also pepper on it, so it's just mixed up, and they normally serve this in this hot plate, and you have to be always careful, it might be hot because they cook it actually on this. And this is the breakfast plate. Basically it comes with lots of different items, and as gentleman mentioned, these all items are coming from different cities in Turkey. And this is one of my most favorite parts. We have the milk cheese right here. We have the honey, which comes from the Van, and this is actually called milk cream. So milk cream, or in Turkish it would be kaymak basically. We have the iconic Turkish tea. We have the bread as well. And teşekkürler. Teşekkürler. And this is what I actually purchased from the shop next to here, which was actually 102 years old place where they make all these pastries. So it was very beautiful, and I visit this place quite often when I came to this part of the Istanbul. All right, time for us to eat. Let me show you the table once more as an overview, and then later on we're gonna get into the breakfast and actually enjoy it with our tea. One of the best things you can do is actually starting with simit and tea. So you can get a sip of a tea, which is a little bit colder right now because I went around and I didn't finish it. So this is the simit basically, which I actually showed you last time. It's basically seeds on around it, and inside there's nothing. So it's basic pastry, which is used a lot by the Turkish people for breakfast. If you are in a rush, you just get a simit and some tea. That will be your breakfast basically, and then you continue with your day. One of the best ways and my favorite way to eat this is actually honey and the cream, the kaymak basically. This is the kaymak, you put it on top, mix it with the honey, milk cream and honey and the simit. Ooh, that's gonna be super delicious. And you take one big bite. One of the best ways to get the real Turkish breakfast taste. And we also have the menemen, which is cooked on this pot, and they serve it with this, so the plate's still hot, which keeps the eggs also warm. Let's test it out without anything, but normally you can dig it in with your bread, and with your hand you can eat it right away from there. It's actually so good. So what I'm gonna do, actually show you how you eat that as a Turkish person with the hand. So you take this typical Turkish bread, and then you can just go all the way in, dig in a little bit, just like this, and then boom, you have the one big bite. So good. Gonna add some salt, and then later I'm gonna continue with my breakfast. Alright guys, I'm gonna take my time, enjoy the breakfast, eat as much as I can so we don't waste any food here. But these are quite small portions, so I'm sure I'm gonna have a good portion, so not too much. Not gonna finish the bread, but I'm gonna finish the plate and menemen, and as well as honey and the cream with the tea. See you guys in a while. I'm gonna tell you the price later on once we are done with the breakfast, and I'm gonna take you around Istanbul because it's a beautiful day. See you in a while. I just destroyed the breakfast. It was so good. Almost done. I left a few stuff which was not my favorites, but all my favorites are done, especially this honey and the milk cream thing. And meanwhile I had a little fight with the cats. I fed them a little bit some cheese. They didn't like the pastry. But this might be a different cat than who is the owner of this house. Alright. I actually just realized this place also have a great reviews. In case you want to come here to check it out, this is the name. It's called Limon Kahvaltı Evi, and they also have a 4.9 rating, which is actually great. So out of 5 they have a 4.9 review, and they have around 400 reviews, which is an excellent rating. So Limon Kahvaltı Evi, come check it out if you want. and I want to show you our bill as well. So for all this breakfast we are actually paying 160 liras, and this is our breakdown for it too. And I got the second tea as well for free, so 160 lira for such a great breakfast. So if you are here with someone, you might be spending like 320 or something like that, but I'm gonna tell you exactly how much we pay for one person. So for only one person we are paying basically $8 American for such a variety of food and the tea. So been incredible experience. So $8 breakfast for one person. If you are here, you might pay around $15 and get the great breakfast experience too. Right, it's time to pay for the breakfast. We have actually 200 right here. Abi çok teşekkür ederim.
Ben teşekkür
Kahvaltınız
ederim abi.
çok güzel.
Sizlerle güzel.
Şimdi Google'da baktım. 4.9'muşsunuz 5'ten. Yani güzel ratinginiz var. 4.9'muş.
Yalan değil bizimkiler.
Güzel.
Bizimkiler ne hissettiyse onu yazıyor.
Evet,
Bazı
güzelmiş.
yerlerde hani şey yazıyorlar, yazdırıyorlar.
Aynen.
öyle yok. Biz
Yok, çok
misafirler-
güzeldi. Kahvaltınız güzeldi. İnşallah bir daha gelirim.
Çünkü şey olması gerekiyor, doğru olması gerekiyor ki insanlar gelecek, yani kandırmanın bir anlamı olmaz.
Aynen. Doğru.
Çok teşekkürler.
He was just saying that some people actually make fake reviews, but it's very important that we make let them people make the reviews, so you get the honest opinions obviously. İçeride kadınlar var. Burada 200 lira var. Lütfen onu paylaştırabilir misiniz onlara? Çok teşekkür ederim. Kendinize iyi bakın. Görüşürüz. Bye bye. Görüşürüz. Alright guys, I can actually hear church bells in a distance. And this area, Beyazıt, is a quite mixed area. So you can find lots of locals are living here, lots of different small businesses. But on top of that, there are also lots of tourists are staying in this area because we are not too far from Taksim, and we are also not too far away from Galata Tower. So this is all touristic areas, and that's the reason it's a mix of tourists and the locals. This is actually some type of I think this is the dog house. It says Mahallemizin köpeği. This is the dog from here, and he's 20 years old, and name is Ateş. Ateş means fire. He's actually living here, but I don't know where's the dog itself right now. But it's always great to see that how locals are taking care of the dogs and the cats in this area, and either it means feeding them or just making sure they are clean and nice and healthy. And that's the reason you see lots of cats and the dogs around this area. So this is a local living. There's a little supermarket here too if you want to get some veggies and fruits. And I think I'm gonna slowly proceed to Taksim area and see what's expecting us there. Seems like this is some nice coffee shop here too. They put all these beans here, creating the nice environment. Alright guys, see you in the different part of Istanbul. Signing out, hopefully you enjoyed the breakfast experience, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.